right, so welcome everyone. My name is Frank Hanley. I am located in southeastern North Carolina, a little south of Wilmington, kind of between Wilmington, North Carolina, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on the borderline. And it's cold here today, 33 degrees. I'm upset. Last time we did this, it was in the 60s. The temperature's jumping around on us down here. June said we meet twice a month, and we started this program back in September of 2022. We meet twice a month, like I just said, and we usually record all these sessions. So if you're not able to attend, you could always catch the replay on the FSHD Society's YouTube channel. All these videos are uploaded there. Probably not immediately, but within a few days, they find their way up. So also, if you want to look at the ones that I do specifically, I have a website page, frankhanley.com, that's got all of a link to every one of the sessions that I've done. So you can kind of quick reference to find stuff that I did. And there's downloads there of the handouts and things like that. So there is a PDF copy of this available if you want it. Just put your name in the chat, your email in the chat rather, and I will email you a copy of the PDF of today's session. And actually, if you have any, hold on one second, I need to shut the door. Sorry about that. The dog decided to start barking. About the chat, if you are new or returning, maybe you just want to put in the chat where you are checking in from today. It's always fun to see where people are. We are worldwide. This is a global group. We sometimes have folks from Europe on and from South America. So it's pretty interesting to see where people are. It's interesting for me, at least, to see where people are coming in from. I also, just FYI for you folks, I have my own little Facebook group that I do, FSHD. It's called the FSHD Wellness Channel. And I usually do weekly live exercise sessions there. And if you need to get a hold of me directly, you can probably ping June and she'll get you in touch with me, okay? All right, so I'm going to do a couple things today. I'm going to talk about hip flexors. That's my main topic for today. And I'll get to that in a minute. We'll do some warm-up exercises first, and we'll zero in on the hip flexors. A little bit of a change to the agenda for the month is that I have more exercises than we have time for today. So I'm going to do the first some of them, as many as we can get through today. And then when we meet again in 2 weeks, we'll finish up with the other ones that I have. So today is standing and sitting, and the session on the 22nd, which is 2 weeks from today, the second session of the month, will be exercises that we'll do lying down. So you may want to make a note of that in the web blast, June, if you can, that we're doing lying down stuff on the 22nd, so people have a better idea of what we're doing then. Okay. My standard disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. I'm a person with FSHD. I practice Qigong, Kung Fu, and Tai Chi, and I find that this practice helps me with my fight against FSH. I do these sessions to share what I know and what helps me with others, that perhaps it might be able to help you too. These are demonstrations only. You're welcome to follow along. If you're not sure, consult your medical provider. And if you have difficulty with any of them, these exercises, stop me, and I'd be happy to try to find some middle road. We practice standing, sitting, and lying down, like I mentioned. So I try to do something that everybody can follow. So did I just turn purple out there? I'm gonna just pop out. So I'm sorry about that, folks. Just let me pick up where I left off. So just my quick story, my FSH story, is that I noticed some issues when I was about 18 with my left shoulder. I developed a foot drop in 1993. I was in my late 20s. And that was the first time I went to an MDA clinic in New Jersey, and I was diagnosed with FSH. That was the first time I ever heard about FSH. And at the time, the doctor told me it's not going to kill you, but there's no cure. That's basically what I walked away with. Early 2000, my son had an issue with his shoulder, and I went back to the FSH clinic, but it turned out to be just a rotator cuff, nothing to do with FSH. 2012, I started to go to Johns Hopkins. I had moved to Maryland. 2015, I did the genetic test, and it came back type 1 positive. And now the FSH is in my hips. So steps have become a challenge. So it's kind of what we're here to talk about today. I connected with the FSHD Society in the spring of 2019. I attended a meeting in Philadelphia. I retired to South Carolina that June, and there was no chapter in South Carolina. The nearest chapter was in North Carolina, about 4 hours away. So I got with the society, and we launched a chapter in South Carolina in February of 2020, just in time for COVID. So we were online doing most of our meetings from then. 2022, like I mentioned, we started this program, and in 2020, I started my own group online. And that group's got about 160, 170 members now, and that's another global group. I've been doing Kung Fu for like 30 years, and different styles over the years, and that's where I got introduced to Qigong, and I find that Qigong helps me with the breathing. The short breathing story is I was talking to the doctor, the neurologist at Johns Hopkins, and he asked me about headaches, if I was waking up with headaches. And his thinking was that FSH was affecting my diaphragm, and I was waking up with these headaches. So he wanted me to do some breathing tests, and I went off and started doing some Qigong breathing. And needless to say, I don't have any breathing issues, but I found another outlet using my studies to help with the FSH. So, and again, I do these presentations. I do Qigong presentations at national meetings, and I do these sessions for the folks with FSH. So let me stop and ask if there's any questions before I start again. And I turn purple again. No, I'm not going to bother. You're going to have to deal with the purple Frank today. All right. So I'm going to go through a couple of basic things, and I want to put the gallery up here so I can kind of see who's out there. Okay. All right. Most folks are. Okay. So I'm going to go through a sitting, how to sit, how to stand, and go through a quick breathing exercise with everyone. And we'll do some warm-ups, and then we'll get into doing hip flexor exercises. Okay. So it's kind of the agenda for the rest of today's session. Also, just an FYI to everybody, I've got a cardiologist appointment like right after we finish this. So I'm going to have to hard stop at 1 o'clock. Okay. So getting a doctor around here is hard. So you got to grab an appointment when you can. So, so just so you know, I got a scoot. If you want to stay online and continue, you're welcome to do that. June is good at facilitating chatting. So unless she's got a scoot too. So anyway, sitting. Let's talk about sitting. If you haven't been with me before, I always find this funny that I teach you to sit, I teach you to stand, I teach you to breathe. All these things, like, what do you mean you're going to teach me to breathe? I've been breathing all my life. Well, not the way I'm going to show you. Okay, so we're going to go through some simple breathing exercises. So sitting. What do I do when I'm sitting? I'm in a chair. And I'm going to tweak my camera here a bit. I'm in a chair that's just a little higher than chair height, normal chair height, but it's not pub height, where my hips are actually just a little above my knees. So I'm a little higher up. The chair has no arms because I do a lot of this. If you are following along and you want to do this, try to sit at the edge of the chair so your cheeks are right up on the edge. If you're not able to do that because of stability, then please, sit back in the chair. Do not use a chair with wheels. All right, that's an accident waiting to happen, especially when we're going to be moving around a little bit. So I'll make sure you're on a good solid chair. Okay, so I'm sitting, my feet are flat on the floor. My hands are palms together. All right, your center of your palm is an energy point. So we make that connection there. Looking out forward, you have a gentle gaze. Breathe for the rest of this hour, breathe in and out through your nose only. The tip of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth just behind your front teeth. Grip the floor if you can, slightly with your toes. Okay, and just relax. So you're just nice. So your energy, your weight just goes from your head straight down through the front of the chair. So you're right, nice and balanced here. All right. So that's the way to sit as we're going to go through and do these exercises. Standing, I'm going to demonstrate that real quick. So whenever we stand, we always keep something next to us, like my trusty chair here. So standing's kind of the same way, something for support, gentle gaze forward. My feet are, again, flat on the floor, shoulder just underneath my shoulders. Okay, breathing again in and out through the nose, tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Grip the floor slightly with your toes if you can, and everything's relaxed. So we are just nice and straight and standing nice and solid. All right, so that's how we want to stand. If we're doing a standing exercise, we want to be in this kind of a posture for starting, and sitting on the same thing. All right, so let's talk about breathing real quick. When I mentioned earlier, I went to the neurologist at Hopkins. So what my teacher and I had been doing, and we started doing a lot more, was abdominal breathing. In Qigong, we do what's called abdominal breathing. We were all abdominal breathing, belly breathing, diaphragm breathing. There's a variety of names for it. But we were all belly breathers when we were born. We were belly breathers, and then we developed into chest breathers. And then as we get older, some folks become throat breathers. Their breathing is very shallow and it's all the way up here. So we want to keep the breathing as low as we possibly can. Belly breathing does a few things for you. It expands the torso, exercises all the organs. It's just a very, very good way to breathe. And it basically, you need to relearn how to do it if you haven't done it, and it takes a while. So for belly breathing, you use the diaphragm. So your diaphragm is a muscle that sits just below your lungs, above your abdominal area. What we want to do is, when we belly breathe, is we want to push that diaphragm down. We want to fill the torso out. So we want to blow ourselves up. Basically, if you think of your torso like a balloon, you want to go out at the sides, out front and back, and out top and bottom. All right, so we want to breathe in, and we want to push down on the diaphragm and fill everything out. And then when we exhale, we're going to compress everything in nice and tight. So we want to push out, expand when we inhale, and compress nice and tight when we exhale. All right, so let's do a few. And again, this takes a while to get, so don't get frustrated. It takes a while, but once you unlock the secret of it, you will find that you could sit down in the evening and do 10 or 15 or 20 minutes of diaphragm breathing. It's very relaxing, and it's very mind clearing also. So there's a lot of therapeutic value to it, other than the fact that you're doing breathing. And I always say that breathing is probably the most important thing that we do. And it's one of the few things we do automatically, and we can also control it. All right, you can't, like your heartbeat, your heart just beats, right? You can't stop it and start it at will. But your breathing, you can, if you're not consciously thinking about it, you're always breathe. But you can, like what we're going to do now, we're going to do some breathing exercises. And also, the thing with breathing is, if you think about the four things you need to live, food, water, air, and shelter. And then you might want to add more to that list. But so you can survive about 3 weeks without food. You could survive a few days without water. You could survive a few hours, depending on the temperature, without shelter, but you can only survive a couple of minutes without air. So breathing is the top of the list as far as things your body needs to stay alive. So let's practice a little belly breathing. So I'm going to count to 5. So what I like to do is inhale, we'll count to 5. We'll expand. Exhale, we'll count to 5. We want to, again, breathe in and out through our nose, and we're regulating that breathing. So we're not going to breathe in real fast and breathe out real slow. We're just going to breathe in and out at the same pace, okay? So let's go. We'll start inhale and exhale. I'm sorry, I'll count out loud. I'm moving my hands. You can keep them together. I'm moving my hands just to embellish what we're doing here, okay? So inhale, exhale. Inhale, expand your torso. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Push the belly down. Push the belly out. Exhale through the nose. Compress. Pull your abs in. Your torso is nice and tight. All your muscles are nice and tight. Inhale, push everything out. Exhale, pull everything in. Now, push everything out. Exhale, pull everything in. Do a few more. Inhale. Exhale. Now. Exhale. Next one. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so let's jump right in. We'll keep the breathing going, and we will start with the first exercise. So we're going to just do a step in place while we're seated. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick our leg, our foot off the floor. So you're going to bring that leg up. Let me adjust my camera for you guys a little bit. Okay, so we're going to bring the leg up, hold it for a count of 5, and bring it down. Then we're going to bring the other leg up, and we're going to hold that for a count of 5, and we're going to put that down. So we can couple that with the breathing. So inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right leg down, left leg up. Too confusing. Let's just do the lifting. Inhale, right leg up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Left leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 2 more each side. Right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right side. 2, 3, 4, 5. And left side. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I kind of snuck those in there. I wanted to do some warm-ups first, but I figured while we're seated, and while we were breathing, just also a note for everyone, I may or may not do a complete set of these. You want to try to do 2 sets of 10 is kind of where you want to target. So I might do 5 and 5 just to keep it short to just get everything into the hour. But if you're doing these on your own down the, tomorrow or the next day, you might want to double them up a little bit. All right, let's just do a couple warm-ups real quick because we're going to be working the hips. So side bends, if you're sitting, just keep your cheeks in the seat and reach down to the floor one side and then down to the other side. So you get a stretch in the side here. Some of the core here. Standing, if you happen to be standing. I can't see, a lot of people have their cameras off. So we're just going to slide your hand down. You want to keep your waist trying to straight and slide your hand down your side. Touch your knee. If you're standing, get a nice stretch in the side here. Okay, you can do it seated the same way. Okay. And then let's go from front to back. So far, I'm going to do these standing and sitting so folks could see. So again, I just sat down. We're going to just simply lean forward, keep your hands on your knees for support. Lean forward, move your head down to your knees, and then straighten back up again. And when you get straightened back up, try to roll your shoulders back, stretch your upper back, and then come down to the front again. And then up. Roll your shoulders back, get that stretch. Down in the front. And back up. So if you're seated and you're doing those, keep going. I'm just going to do them standing so folks can see. So I'm standing up. I'm just going to run my hands down, touch my toes. All right, exhale on the way down, by the way, and then come back up. So when I get back up to the top, I'm going to put my hands behind my back, and I'm going to just lean back a little, get that stretch in my upper back. Exhale on the way down, touch my toes. Coming up. When you get to the top, stop inhaling, lean back and stretch. And then back down. One more, all the way down. And coming back up to 0. All right. Another thing I like to do, I'll just throw it in here, but I'm not going to do it a lot, is swinging our arms. If you've tuned in before, I always like to swing my arms when we do this to get, you have a lot of glands in the armpit area here, and that keeps that all nice and lubricated. So if you like to do some stretching in the morning, incorporate swinging your arms into that. Maybe do 100 of these. So I swing out to height, shoulder height, swing up over my head, swing out and grab. Then you can alternate sides so you can play with that and make it as much fun as you want it to be. Okay, so that's something for that. And then the other thing I like to do in the morning is a twist. You want to twist from side to side. Your arms are not leading the show here. You're twisting the waist, and your arms are just coming along for the ride. All right, a lot of people twist. They let their arms flail and drag them across. Now do it the other way. Your arms can be like behind my back. And I'm just going to twist side to side. Really, really good exercise for your abdominal, your core, and also your kidneys. All right, so that's a nice little warm up there to stretch side to side. Don't overdo it. If you wake up tomorrow and your back is a little sore, it could be that it's your kidney energy, not necessarily your back. I find sometimes when I do too many of those, my kidneys let me know I overdid it. All right, I got it. Okay. All right, so that's some warm-ups for you guys to do as you're doing these things. So let's jump in now. So the hip flexors. Hip flexors are the muscles that help you bend and walk. Obviously, they're located in the hip area. There's 5 pairs of muscles that run in your hip area. So there's a lot going on there. And you have to excuse me a minute. My Ring camera keeps going off because someone's working outside. And I need to snooze that because it's annoying me. Okay, so I started having trouble climbing steps. Now the steps have actually become a struggle more than anything else. It used to be, it was not that big of a deal, but lately it's more and more of a struggle for me. And now I'm starting to notice walking also. I get fatigued really quickly when I'm walking. So I asked my physical therapist, to help me out with that, and she gave me a bunch of exercises that we're working on. So that's what I'm sharing with you today. So that's why we're here. And like I said earlier, I've got a set of seated exercises, I've got standing exercises, and I've got laying down exercises. So we're not going to get through all of them today. I'll get through as many as I possibly can in the next half hour, and then we'll pick it up next time. We'll jump right in and go through everything. We'll review and we'll add the line. Actually, we'll do it backwards. I'll figure that out. Anyway, so seated, like we were doing earlier, seated march. Let's pick that up again. So we were sitting, and the seated march, if you have nothing to work with, we're just lifting our leg up. And again, I'm sitting on the edge of the chair. I'm holding on to the chair for stability doing these. But we're just lifting up, hold for 5, and then bring it down, and then the other leg up, hold for 5. And then, so let's do 10 of those each side. So 1, 3, 4, 5, down, up. Other side, 3, 4, 5, down, up. 2, 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 3, 5. One more each side, up. 3, 4, 5, and other side. 2, 3, 5. Okay, so you should feel that in the inner part. I feel those right in here when I'm doing that. So the next one you can do 2 ways, actually 3 ways. I have this little therapy ball that I use. Some folks may, I can get one of these for like $10 on Amazon. If you don't have one, you don't need it. And then the other way to do it is one of those really big ones. But what it is basically doing what we just did, holding the ball up, holding the ball on your leg, right? And lifting your leg so you're pushing down and pull that up for a count of 5, 3, 4, 5, and down. So if you don't have the ball, you can just put your hand and hold your hand against it to create some resistance, or isometric, as you will, and lift. So you're fighting, you're 3, 4, 5. So you're creating some tension there as you lift. So it's a little harder to do than just the basic one that we did earlier, where we're just lifting our leg off the floor. So if you have a ball, great. If you don't, I'm going to do it without, because not everyone might. So I'm holding my hands on my right knee, and I'm going to lift my right knee off the floor, and I'm pushing down. Count of 5, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 each side, and then we'll switch. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, down. Up, 2, 3, 5, down. One more on this side. Up, 2, 3, 5, and down. All right, switch legs. My left side. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, down. Up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Last one. Up, 2, 3, 4, and down. Okay, so that's a isometric knee lift. Like I said, if you have a medicine ball, it makes it a little easier because you're not having to reach down and push the tension on your leg. You can push down on the ball. You want to get a small ball like this. I find this useful for a bunch of these exercises, having this little ball. All right. Okay. So that's that one, those two. And then the last one that I do, which is really more for the quads than it is for the hip flexors, is just a leg extension. So I'm sitting in the chair and I'm going to point my toe out. I can't do it because I'm kicking the desk. Hold on, so you can see. So I'm gonna raise my leg so you can see my toes in the picture there, and bring it back down again. We do 5 of these each side, and I am sitting back in the chair here. Right, so that works the quad. That part of the leg will exercise too. All these muscles up here connect at one way or another. So 3, 2, 4, 5, and down. Last one on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And then we go up on the left, my left. 2, 3, 4, 5, down, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4. And the last one, up and down. And again, just to be redundant for clarity, you want to do these 2 sets of 10. I'm only doing 5 or so for sake of time here, and leave ourselves a little time at the end to talk. Water break. Okay. Everybody with me so far? Anybody have any questions? Let's stop here and see if anybody's got any questions with the things that we went through so far. If you feel you want to, I'm not checking the chat, June. Let me take a quick look. If you want to just unmute and talk, you're welcome to do that. Nothing in the chat.
Can you use an inflatable disc instead of a ball?
Inflatable disc. I don't know what that would look like, but I don't see why not.
It's something you sit on. It's to help with posture. It's sort of a let me see if I can give you a picture of it. Hold on.
Okay. Well, the idea of the ball is so you're not so you're not leaning forward to putting a lot of weight on your leg.
I see.
Because now you're pushing. I'm putting the ball's up here, so my hands aren't all the way down on my leg. So it's just easy. It's a more comfortable way to do it. So you could.
I can show you it because it's this kind of.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, if you're holding it if you're not holding it flat, you're holding it up and down, you mean?
It would be flat.
Yeah, I don't see why not. If it provides some extra help for you, then why not?
I think it would provide extra weight too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something else you could probably think about doing. Thank you for bringing that up. Is to if you get to the point where you're comfortable doing 2 or 3 sets of these, then to get yourself like a 2.5 pound ankle weight and then start over again doing that, or put like. Who's that? That was speaking? Darlene? Is that Darlene?
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry because my background. There it is. So you would sit on this. It was given to me by my physical therapist to help me with posture. You sit on it, and it's sort of low impact, forcing you to kind of work your abs and stay to help with your posture.
Right.
But you got to be careful with it too. If you have trouble, you could slide off of it and fall if, you know, I'm in a wheelchair, so I have to be a power chair, so I gotta be careful, but
Right, right. Okay, yeah. Whatever works. Let's put it that way. If it helps you, and you can improvise with it, fine, as long as you're safe too. That's the other key.
but the point is height.
Yeah.
You're saying the ball, so you're not, okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't have the real big ball, the real big ones that they use in therapy. I don't know. They're like up 3 feet around. In class, a lot of times that's the one we use because you could just hold it in your lap and push up against it. You don't really have to, you know what I'm saying? It makes it really comfortable to. I'll try to get for next time. I have one. I just haven't gotten around to inflating it yet. I'll show you that the next time we do them, and you'll get a better idea of what we're talking about. But thank you, Darlene. Anyone else? All right. All right, so let me jump into the standing side of the room here. A couple of these are well, they're all simple, but they're all difficult. So anyway, let's get on with it. And we'll do these couple three, and then we'll break for some questions, and then we'll see where we are with time. All right. So this first one that I do standing is, and I don't have a block to do this on. So if you have a step, and I'm just going to demonstrate with the ball. So you want to do this with the steps. So you want to find a staircase in your house that you're comfortable standing in front of. But I'm doing this with the ball just for the sake of demonstration. And let me fix the camera so you can see my feet here. Hold on 1 second. All right. Okay. So the object of the game here is I've got a step, and I'm going to step up, and I'm just going to tap up and tap down. Step, tap, step and tap. Now, you want to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You want to be conscious of is to step straight with your knee. So you want, I don't know if you do it, but I find myself swinging my leg around when I want to get it on top of something. That's the way my body's developed a cheat to do that. So what you want to do with these is you want to make sure you're bringing your knee straight up, tapping, straight down, straight up, tapping. You can see how my knee goes out a little bit still. But you just want to raise your leg, tap, and down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down. Okay, so these are really, and please hang on to something when you're doing this. And I'm not using the ball. I'm using the ball just to demonstrate this. You want to use a step or a block or something. That's not going to roll around. I have a staircase in the house that I use all the time for this because I know those stairs are not going anywhere. All right. And again, this is just to get yourself used to or get those muscles working again. Goes for climbing steps. This is how you do it, right? So a couple more of those. And again, this goes back to raising your leg straight up and down. What we're doing is now we've got a target. Touch, right? Up, touch, down, up, touch, down. So goes back to the one we were doing seated before. Pretty similar, but we've got the ball now. We can use as a target to touch against. Okay, so that's that one. And then the other one for stepping is one that I demonstrated I think last month. I'm sorry, I have to stop for a quick drink because I'm talking a lot. This one is again, it's a stepping exercise. And I'm just going to demonstrate it here because I don't have steps. So what the object is, and I don't even need the ball, is if you can see my feet, you want to have your step. You want to step up left, step up right, step down right, step down left. So you're going up a step, left foot up, right foot up, right foot down, left foot down. And that's the proper sequence. If you're holding on to something, well, let's do the other side first. So that's the left side. So you start with the left, you bring up the right, you bring down the right, you bring down the left. So the start and end foot are the same foot. Okay, left up, left, right down, left down. Okay, that's the sequence. And that works that side. Like all your weight is always like when you're lifting, now my left foot is up and I'm lifting my right foot up, all that your weight is on your left side, right? And then I bring that, and then when I put that foot down, all the weight again goes on your left side, right? And then the opposite of that obviously is right foot up, left foot up, left foot down, right foot down. Okay, so those two sequences. Now, the other thing that I got yelled at last week in class, in therapy rather, was holding on. So when you hold on, when you're doing this exercise, if my left foot goes up first, I'm holding on with my right hand. Okay, so opposite. So it balances. There's a term for it, I forget, but I was doing it the other way. I was holding on with my right and stepping up with my right, and I had to turn around and do it the other way. So if you're stepping up with your left side, you're holding on with your right hand, and then if you turn around and you're stepping up with your right, you're holding on with your left. All right, just bear that in mind. Hopefully I have a staircase that can accommodate that. All right, so again, let's just do a few more of those. So we're going to go left foot up, right foot up, right foot down, left foot down, left foot up, right foot up, right foot down, left foot down. Switch it, right foot up, left foot up, left foot down, right foot down, right up, left down, and right down. Okay, so that's the stepping exercise that I do in class also. All right, and then I've got one more. Let me just see how we are. We got 10 minutes. Okay. The other one is a. I'm going to turn my chair here. Is a swinging. I can't know if you can see my feet. Okay, this purple color makes it hard for me to see what I'm doing. There's everything in I have no color. Everything's just shades of purple. So this one is swinging your leg. So we want to swing our leg forward. You want to keep your knee rigid, your leg rigid. So I'm doing it with my left. So my right leg is relaxed, and I've got all my weight on my right side. So I'm going to swing my right leg up, or my left leg up, and I'm going to swing it back. All right. Now, trying not to lean forward because the tendency is to do this, which is to cheat. Right. It's just to bring it back as far as you can without really leaning forward, and then come forward again. All right. So that's just one more. That really works the glute. All right. And that one is a tough one. So that requires a little work. All right. Other side. Right leg up in the front, up in the back. You really feel that up here and down in your glute. All right. Swing it forward, swing it back. All right. So that's it for what I've got in the standing realm. And I really don't feel like rolling around on the floor with you folks today. So we're gonna pull it there, and we'll do all the lying down exercises on the next time we meet. All right. All right. So Purple Frank wants to know if anybody out there has any more questions.
I have a question.
You always have a question.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So after doing these exercises, I'm feeling a little tightness. Are there stretches afterwards
Yeah, I would.
that you could?
That's a really good question. I would do the warm-ups again, particularly if you're standing and you're able to do the toe touches, because that's going to work the major part of the core here. So once again, we were standing. I could do more. There's more to do. A better answer to your question is ask that again next week, because lying down, there's a bunch of stretches we could do, but for
Okay.
the ones we just did today, the best stretch that you can do is again, the side bends,
Mm.
okay? Because
Ah.
especially for that one where you're kicking your leg back,
Mhm.
all right, so the side bends, we'll work that one thing. And a stretch that I didn't do earlier is to put your hands, not on your hips, but on your lower back, and swing. Just rotate your hips around, make a big small circle, and make it out into a bigger circle. So you'll be feeling that. You could feel where. Right, so that's one,
Yep.
and then just going down and touching your toes. And holding it on the bottom for a count of 5,
Mm.
and then coming back up again. So just letting your lower back stretch out when you go down. Those always work for me.
Mm.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Good questions. All right, anyone else? I'm just trying to see who else is here. Who's got the barbells there? Is that Mary?
Mhm.
Are you in the gym? Yeah, you
My
there you go.
basement. I'm in
Oh,
my
okay.
basement.
Got it. All right.
There's family members. I don't use those. My family members do.
Oh, okay. Well, we could always do some of
I'm-
those exercises too. I've got
My
to.
2-pound weights here.
I just realized those were barbell weights.
I just use it to help me get up right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess my hip flexors are the weak point. So I feel even these warm-up exercises to me are like, they're killers in and of themselves.
Yeah, it happened to me. It happened really quick too. It's been within like a year. It just went from okay to being 3 steps and I'm done. It's
Yeah.
really, I always had trouble because we're wearing the AFO and trying to go up and down steps, you get fatigued on top of that, and then with the foot drop, everything else going on, and now that it's in the hips and you're trying to negotiate steps. I always made the joke is at work, you're the guy who's taking the elevator 1 floor and everybody's mad at you, because they don't know. You can't go up a flight of stairs, right?
Right, you would love to.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyone else? Otherwise, I'm going to, let me see. Okay. So again, let me just say I've got these exercises in a PDF. If you want a copy of that, I'd be happy to email it to you. All you need to do is put your email in the chat, or you could email June and we'll make sure that you get a copy. All right. And the next meeting is in 2 weeks, same time, same channel. And we're going to go over the other half of these exercises. So looking forward to that. There's no other questions, June. I'm going to jump off because I got to get to
Okay.
the doctor's appointment. Okay.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks so much, Frank, and
Yeah.
thank you everybody who came today. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.